This is Reigate College Maths, Year 2, Pure 6 Numerical Methods, and we're looking at staircase and cobweb diagrams. So following on from the last video where we looked at iterative formulas, we're going to just have a look at how those iterations work on a graph. So our iteration we rearranged to x equals some function of x. Let's call that f of x. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at where we've got a graph of y equals x and also y equals f of x. So if our iteration is xn is equal to f of xn plus 1 is equal to f of xn, then what happens is we take an x value, we're going to find the function of it, and we're going to turn that into a new x value. So here, if we've got x1 equals 2, here's our 2, f of x1 is going to be here. So we're going to draw a line from our x1, which is 2, so that's x1 equals 2. This is f of x1. We're then going to draw a line across to y equals x. So we're going to turn our y value into a new x value. So this is going to be, and I'm just going to draw down to the graph here, but I'm just going to continue that down here. This is our x2. So x2 now, again we're going to put it into the function, so we're going to draw a line to the function, and then we're going to take that that value of y and we're going to draw back across to y equals x. So then this is our x3 here. Draw a dotted line down to there, x3. Put that back into the function up there and keep going round. Each time we're going to the from the graph of the function to the graph of y equals x. So that would be x4 there. So let's just go back. We're going to start with x1. We're going to go to the curve, the line of our graph. Then we're going to go from there across to y equals x. Then we're going to go from there to the curve across to y equals x, and so on. So you always start by going to the graph of the function first. You can see that this actually is getting further and further away from where the graphs meet. This is not what we want. So this would not be giving us our root. This is divergence. So our series of estimates diverge away from the root. Let's look at the second example. Here we've got x1 equals 1. So let's take, here's our x1 equals 1. We're going to go to the curve. We're going to go across to y equals x. So that's our second estimate, x2. Then we're going to go to the curve to y equals x. I should have drawn a dot. We usually draw a dotted line down to each estimate. Here's our next estimate. So this would be x3 to the curve back to here. Here's our x4, and we can see that this is zooming in on the root. So this is a series of estimates which converge. Oh, I didn't put that one in. Let's put that one in as well. So that's x4 there. So this is convergence, and you can see why this diagram would be called a cobweb diagram. Cobweb diagram. In our third example, let's just label these y equals x and y equals f of x. So here we've got y equals f of x and y equals x. Third one, we've got x1 is equal to 2. So here's our x1. x1 equals 2. We're going to draw a line to the curve. Then we're going to draw a line to y equals x. That's our second estimate. x2. Then we're going to draw a line across the curve again. Across to down to the curve, across to y equals x. Take that value, put it in the function, so we get another value of y, which becomes a value of x. Keep going like this. Curve to y equals x. Curve to y equals x. And we can see that this is going to zoom in on that route there. So we'll maybe put these in as well. This is going to be x3, x4, and so on. Again, this converges. This is convergence. Converges to this route down here. There are two routes to the equation f of x equals x shown on this graph. And you might have thought that we'd get to this one. We actually end up getting to this one here. And because of the way this is, it looks like a staircase. So this is a staircase diagram. So that's how staircase and cobweb diagrams illustrate the way an iterative formula converges towards a root, or alternatively the way it diverges away from a root, our first example.